Alright there folks, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm talking quick change feeders. Now these have been around for ages actually. I can't remember when they first came out, and I've used them since day one, to be fair. Now I'm not entirely sure which company brought them out first, but the two that I really looked at were the Preston ICS ones and the Matrix quick change ones. But I've been thinking about it. I think the first ones I actually bought were the Guru ones, with the elastic in the quick change thing, and yeah, I didn't really like them. I found they used to put too much pressure on the knot and snap the line and stuff, but that's a story for another day. But the ones that I've used ever since have been the Matrix ones, and I went with Matrix purely because I couldn't buy any of the Preston ones. No one had them in stock, so I had to get the Matrix ones, and as I've said, I've used them ever since, so they're not too bad. If you're unsure about the system, I'm going to quickly run through it with you now. But basically it just makes your life so much easier. I've always got my little method feeder rods set up, ready to go, with a stem on the line, and the stem is basically just that. Okay, now I do change sizes depending on what I'm doing occasionally, but not as often as I should because I'm lazy. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm going to quickly run through these for you. Right then, so as I showed you there, that is the stem, and that is basically the backbone of the entire system, and there's a little slot there which sits in the slot of these feeders. Okay, so that's the method feeder. You've got your standard maggot feeder there, and you've also got bombs. Now you can get pellet feeders on these as well, but I still can't get hold of any. I've been after them for ages and I still can't seem to find them anywhere, but again, that's another story. So that sits perfectly on your line, and as I say, it stays there permanently, and in the bottom end of there you've got your bead for your hook length. That sits in the bottom of there. So to change it over, you flick that bead off the top, so that exposes your line. Right then, and what you're going to do is just basically line that up with that notch on there, and your bomb or your feeder, whatever, slots in there, pushes right into the bottom, and then you pop your line cap over the top, and that's stop. If that did move up there, it stops it coming off basically, and that slots in there. Now if you want to change over to a feeder, pop the cap off, push that through, line that up again, so you thread your line through the slot into there, push it on, you're ready to fish with the method feeder. So you might be thinking, well, what is the advantage of being able to do that? Surely if you start on a method, you're going to finish on the method. Well, it just saves time and hassle and aggravation for me, basically. A lot of the times I used to set up like 3 or 4 different rods, and it just gets too chaotic on your roost and stuff like that, especially if you've got pole kits and that. So what I tend to do is at the start of the session, when I want to find that range, I'll clip up, and what I'll do is I'll just simply pop the bomb on and I'll find the range with my bomb, okay, because this is going to cause a lot less disturbance in the water than say your method feeder and stuff like that. So I will start off with that, then I'd swap to the method feeder and see what happens. But there's been times through a session where the feeder's gone in and it's kind of put them off, so you want to swap to a bomb and pellet or a bomb and corn and stuff like that, and you don't have to set up a different rod. Okay, you don't have to worry about clipping up again. You just simply take your feeder off, pop your bomb on, and you're back fishing again. Okay, so it does make it a bit easier. And now with the maggot feeders, as I said, I'm lazy when I set up, so rather than setting up another rod, I'll just unclip that, clip that back on, and I can feed maggots. And that for me just makes it easier. And again, if I'm feeding maggots through and it goes a bit iffy for whatever reason, I can flip this off. I can put on either the bomb and just try bomb and a big bunch of maggots, or I could even try the method feeder with maybe a bit of ground bait in, or a few pellets and some dead maggots in the mix and stuff like that, just to give them something a bit different. Do you know what I mean? It just gives you options. And again, another big advantage of the quick change systems for me is, as I said, I can leave that rod set up, so I can get to my peg, because I'm dead excited and giddy when I get there, and I want to be fishing straight away. I don't want to be threading the line through rod rings and stuff like that. I want to get the rod out, put it together, whack the feeder out and start fishing within 5 minutes. And that allows me to do that. As I said, the rod is ready made, put the ends in, find the distance and you're fishing basically. It's a no-brainer. Now I've not mentioned any prices on these because they do vary from shop to shop and area to area. You can get bundle deals online. Good source to find them is Marketplace as well. Every now and again people get rid of like bunches of them and stuff like that. It's a good place to pick them up relatively cheap. But yeah, once you start using it and you can see the benefits for yourself, you won't go back to a standard feeder setup again, I don't think, especially on commercials anyway. But yeah, I hope you find that helpful and useful, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.